Right in. I didn't realize my camera was on the overhead. So I'm all set up, as you can see. I hope you guys are too. Hello, here we are. How are we doing today? So there's about 4 of you here. I'm going to give people a little time to hop on because it just turned 9 o'clock. So as you're coming in, just say hello, where you're from, what brings you here, what's your intention for today. Love to hear as we talk about our will center, divine will, our will. And we're going to start off in a ceremonial way. So if you have sage in your area, if you have a candle, hello, Alan from Denver, Colorado. Awesome, glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Just jump on and make sure that when you're in the chat box that it's going to everyone. Hi, Helen, glad to see you here today. Make sure it's going to everyone. And let's create a container of friendship and love, even though we don't know each other and we're from all over the world. I know Helen's from Ireland. I think Helen's from Ireland. Pat's from New York City. We got Denver, Colorado, Janet in Florida. Yeah, let's grow community. Let's grow community through creativity. And so we're going to be talking a lot about creativity. We're going to do some creative stuff and we're going to work in layers. We're going to work in layers. We're going to open up the ceremonial field and we're going to kind of create a field on our paper. So hopefully everyone has your supplies, your art supplies. We're going to be working with a dark background. We're going to build from a dark background and bring in the light. And so that's the metaphor here, is bringing in the light, bringing in the divine, connecting us there. Hi, Bonnie from SLC. And Patty says, hi ho, creator people. Awesome. Where is SLC? I'm not getting that one. It might just be my mind somewhere else and it's probably really easy. Enlighten me, Bonnie, enlighten me. So good to see you all here. People are still jumping in. As you're jumping in, pop into the chat a nice hello and where are you from. Julia has a hand raised. I'm not going to be taking questions, so find the chat box. Okay. Oh, Utah, Salt Lake City. Yes. Thank you. Is this a Bonnie I know? Do I know this Bonnie? Julia from Ireland. Hello, Julia. We got a couple of Irelands out there, and Tanya from Austin, Texas. I'm glad you're here, Tanya. This is awesome. Yeah, so I'm just going to give another minute for people to jump in. And while we're waiting for people to connect in, what I'd like you to do is connect in with yourself for a minute. Just a moment, connect in with yourself, close your eyes, and just ask yourself the question, what brings me here today? What brings me here today? What is my intention for today? What do I want to get out of today? And if you could do that, just kind of pop that into the chat, and that will help me formulate this webinar for you guys. So it's interesting. I am working without a script. And so fun and inspiration, says Pat. Awesome. And when you're setting an intention with yourself, where do you want inspiration? Do you want inspiration to have more fun? So we want to start being specific when we're creating, right? There's being open and free flowing with this, right? So let's see, Allie says, hello there, getting connected, holding space for myself. Okay, awesome. So you want to hold space for yourself. Great. Great. And so it all starts here. It all starts here. So as you're popping in, checking in with yourself, what's your intention? What are you hoping to get? Connecting with my heart for my art. Awesome. Awesome. That's a beautiful intention. Yeah, so we are going to connect with our heart. We're going to work on opening up our solar plexus and see where we're being willful, where we're putting our power, where we're putting our power. We want to try and, we talk about having our power taken from us. And we want to look at that belief system too. Patty says, being at ease, relax, hold of darkness, let myself grow. Awesome. Yeah, it's in that, right? It's letting myself grow. It's getting out of my own way. Where am I in my own way? Where am I standing in my own way? Where, like, even in fun and inspiration, where am I blocking myself from fun and inspiration? Awareness for change. Awesome. Bringing in more awareness, transformation. We're always in transformation, whether we realize it or not. Okay, so I think everyone is here, and so we're gonna connect in. And so if you have a candle, please light it. I'm gonna offer some sage. If you have sage, I have some nice incense burning, some spirit guide incense. I've opened up my ceremonial space behind me, so it's all of the guides are here supporting us. And so we're just going to bring our awareness. So it's a shift in awareness. And just allow yourself to receive in this moment, closing your eyes, opening your body posture, opening your heart. We talked about that in the live I did on Facebook on Wednesday about walking around with an open heart. Letting it be a practice. Letting it be a practice. It's not about getting it right. It's about practice. And in the active practice, we get to fail. We get to look foolish. We get to make mistakes. That's what we're here to do. That is divine learning. We're not here to get it right. We're here to practice, bringing in divine love for yourself. Making this about you, not in an ego way. Letting yourself be open to receive. Taking a big breath in. And letting it go. And from this place of openness, of quietness, I'm going to read a little prayer and connect us all in circle. Reverence for ourselves as divine beings of light. May we connect with our divinity. May we see ourselves as creativity, leaders for the light, creators. May the light shine upon us. May the light shine through us. May we surrender to the highest expression of light, vibration, of love, here and now. We are one, in love, in light. And with eyes still closed, just feeling and receiving the prayer, receiving the prayer. Coming into your heart now. And if it helps, just place a hand on your heart. Coming into connection with yourself. Softening your body to receive. Receiving yourself as the light, as the divinity, regardless of the stories you hold about yourself. allowing this light to travel down through your solar plexus and begin the process of bringing the light into whatever you're holding in that center, in that will center. Letting your system charge with light. Breathing into your solar plexus, letting go and allowing whatever wants to come up. Trusting that whatever you receive today, regardless of whether it was your intention or not, whatever you receive today, trust that it is the right thing for you, your medicine, what is needed for you in this now. Bringing that light down now into your sacral chakra, through your belly, releasing any dense energy, anything you were holding on to from before you hopped on the call. Some of you, depending on where you are in the world, have had full days, and this is the end of your day. Some are in the middle of your day, and some, like me, are just starting out your day. So meet yourself right where you are, clearing out, letting this light be like a magnet for the heaviness that is there. Bringing that down through your sacral chakra and then down into your roots. And then ultimately down into Pachamama, letting this dense energy be like food for Pachamama. Just because it's no longer in service to you does not mean it is not in service to another. Let yourself release it. Let yourself release it. Anchoring into the earth. Bringing awareness to your crown and allowing even more light to come in, opening your crown. Feeling that divinity coming through you, spiraling through your third eye and your throat, activating these centers. Increasing awareness, increasing sensitivity, increasing expression. Bringing this into your heart. Receiving whatever light you need for healing. Amplifying your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your root. Bringing it down to the earth. Being a channel of light for Pachamama. And now imagine yourself in a large circle with someone standing on either side of you. Looking across the circle, you can see people standing across from you. All souls receiving the light in this circle. And in the center of our circle, see the most beautiful altar designed to amplify our field, to hold space for us as we do our dreaming. Allowing yourself to connect from your heart into that center and feeling how that center connects you into a grid. A crystalline grid of high vibrational light. Feeling those standing next to you in circle And with your right hand, send your connected light, the overflow, into the person to your right, and receive with your left, feeling the circle of light. Calling in our guides to keep us safe and protected as we do our light work today. And calling in teacher guides to enlighten us, to guide us, to show us our way. Show us our action, what is needed of me to create what I am here to create. And taking in a big breath, feeling your body, feeling the ground under you, feeling your connection, feeling your own energy bubble filled with light. Releasing the breath. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back. And I welcome any sharing as a result of that. And if anything has changed as a result of that connection, as far as what your intentions are for yourself for today, pop them in there so I can see them. Don't be shy. Let's create a community of sharing where we can all grow. We can all learn from each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our ground first. So we're going to be going between doing some creative work, doing some talking, doing some journaling, going back to some creative work. So it's going to be a layered process that we're going to be doing for the next 90 minutes. Does anyone, before we get going, does anyone have any questions whatsoever about anything that I might be able to answer? So I'll give you a couple minutes to pop in any questions. If you want to share what you experienced during that meditation, that connection. Who's feeling an open heart right now? Let's pop that in the chat if you're feeling an open heart right now. Yes, awesome, awesome, Helen. Renee says, oh, I'm glad you made it, Renee. Thanks so much. That was a sweet opening. Hello, I'm here to feel into my next steps. Awesome, awesome. Really amazing. And Finch felt like the circle of light was a hula hoop. Yes, awesome. Glad you felt that. Feel the connection. Heart is catching up and expanding. Awesome, awesome. Yes, open heart. Love the idea of feeding Mother Earth with my troubles. I feel lighter. Awesome, awesome. Opening, opening. Yeah, yeah. Great. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to shift to the overhead camera. So if you brought your black paint or black gesso and white paper, we're going to be doing that. If you are using black paper, if it's already black, hold on, let me just shift my camera. What I'm going to have you do is just place your hands on the paper and you're going to elevate your ground. So we're going to be working ceremony. Sorry if my camera keeps going out. I don't know what's going on with this. So it'll be going in and out of focus. But so what we're going to do is if you have black paint or black gesso, what I want you to do is hold it in your left hand. And what we're going to do is bring it into service for our medicine today. So closing your eyes and connecting your energy bubble, feeling your energy bubble first. Remember to always connect with your own light first. Connect with your light first. And imagine, just imagine this, the energy of this black paint or this black gesso talking to you through your left hand. And with your right hand, what we're going to do is just send clearing energy in, clearing any energy, letting this medium be open, be clear, receptive to whatever medicine wants to come through you today. And the brush you're going to use, the water you're going to use, and I'm going to put the paint down. So just take both hands and direct both of your hands to your water, even your paper towels that you're going to be wiping your brush with, your brush, your paper, everything, your workspace. And we just want to elevate these tools into service. We want to bring them into service. Everything is made of energy. And what we're doing is we're enrolling our arts, our paints, our water, our paper, all of these tools into service for us, for our purposes of creating medicine for ourselves, to open up our power center and allow ourselves to receive and align with the divine will. Surrendering the way I need to have it, letting go of perfection, letting myself see what I need to let go of. Letting this paper be the holder, the container of information to allow me to see what I need to take action on. What do I need to transform? What do I need to open to? What do I need to let go of? Okay, and when you're ready, we are just opening up the paint and staying in the light, bringing in the dark, creating the ground. Trusting that as you're doing this, you really do know somewhere within you what you need, what you want to create, what you're here for, even if there's a part of you that just thinks it doesn't know. Seeing the confusion as part of the process. Maybe the confusion is there for safety and you don't need that anymore. So maybe that's the thing that needs to let go. Okay. And we're just gonna let that dry. And also, as we're doing this too, we're working on a dark surface with either light paint or markers, gel pens, pencils, whatever you have that is light colored. I want you to really think about yourself when you're making a mark, that you're bringing light into the darkness. You're enlightening something in here, and really be in the metaphor of bringing the light into what is dark. And so we really want to feel into where our darkness is within us. And darkness isn't evil. I'm not talking about evil. talking about things that you hide from yourself, things that you put in your shadow. Sometimes it's awesome stuff about ourselves that we hid on ourselves. And we tell ourselves a story about that. Sometimes we're just punishing ourselves, so we hide our light in the dark because that's what we think we deserve. Sometimes being in confusion, being in chaos, being in not knowing, being all those ways is part of not owning our light. Some of us have patterns of that. And what I want to really stress here is that it's becoming aware of it and learning to work with it. It doesn't disappear because you saw it. It's not like, it's not a one and done process. It's a practice. It's not linear. It's an unfolding. It's an opening. So I'm going to shift the camera. And when you're ready, I want you to pop into the chat that you're ready to go so I can do the next part. So I'm just seeing what other people put. Okay, so Renee's using black paper. So you're gonna spray some water on paper. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So when you're ready, just let me know. Okay, Pat's ready. Renee's ready. Awesome. Okay. Does anyone need a few minutes? Okay, Gloria's ready. Oh, look at all you guys are all ready. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty, so yeah, Pat and Renee, old buds from back in the day. It's good that you guys are here. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about creating with divine energy and our will center. And we're going to talk a little bit about integrity. And I have my notes all over the place here. So I'm going to be referring to some of my notes so I don't get lost. So Bonnie's ready. Great. Okay. So we want to ask ourselves a question. So if you can get your journals out, we're going to start with this question. Where do I invest my power? And when I talk about where we invest our power, we all have access to energy. And so I'm talking about energy that we have for our life force, for living, for creating out in the world. And so that's the question, what am I creating, is always a question I love to ask, because, and I ask it of myself all the time. When I'm making choices, well, what am I creating? You know, and I don't mean like artistically, because life to me is art. Life to me is a creation. And we are creating life, our experiences in life, in every choice and in every moment. We do it subconsciously and we do it consciously. Like, I think I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, right? I'm going to create a time. I'm creating a time to drink a cup of coffee, putting coffee into my body. So there's effects of our choices, right? So let's say coffee was like poison to my body, but I couldn't stop drinking coffee because I'm addicted to it, right? So there's a choice that isn't in my highest and best interest. And so I'm taking this choice I have to empower myself for health, or I'm taking my power or my light and putting it into a choice that is going to take my power away, diminish my power, make me sick, you know, create an illness within my body, or sustain an illness that's already there, right? So I'm not saying I have a coffee allergy, but that's just a real simple analogy of things that we do. So what are some behaviors that you're invested in, that you're leaking your power, that you're leaking your energy? And so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to just sit in that for a second, closing your eyes and feeling your solar plexus. This is our power center. So first, just notice what you're feeling. What am I feeling right now in my power center? Can I even connect with it? Is it tight? Is it open? Is it somewhere in between? And just kind of feel, right? We want to always start right where we are. Meet yourself where you are without judgment, in complete neutrality. And now what you're going to do, and put your hand on your solar plexus. Just put your hand on your solar plexus and ask your solar plexus to show you, where do I leak my power? What am I investing my power in that doesn't serve me, that creates stress, that creates anxiety, that sets off a chain of events? It's a ripple that gets created within yourself. And if you're creating that ripple within yourself, when you show up in a group of another, or you're out in the world, we feel each other, whether we know it or not. We're always feeling each other. People feel if you're in a bad mood, right? It sets off how the universe creates with you, how the divine creates with you. If your solar plexus is blocked and you're blocking it, you're not allowing things to come to you, or what you're allowing what you're allowing or asking for basically is more of the same, right? Law of attraction. It's the law of attraction. So who would like to share where you're investing your light? What are some of the things that you invest your light in? And maybe you don't do it all the time, but maybe you see it as a habit. You know, sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. You know, when do you do it? So playing small is a big one. Playing small is a big one that we do. I'll say create physical chaos, empty closets, rooms, and drawers. So physical chaos. So when you have your answer, okay, thank you for sharing that, Ali. When you have your answer of what you create, let me see. The biggest thing that sets off a chain of events that is frustrating to me is when I go to work in the office. Okay, well, that's something outside of you, but this is something within you. So are you saying that you just don't want to work at your office anymore? That you're investing your light in your office and that's not where you want to put it? And I get distracted in order and control over my environment. Yeah, okay. All right, that's a little more clear. Okay. Biggest thing is giving away power to my husband to keep peace. Okay. I'm an activist for trying to get awareness of my medical condition, which is being recognized for corporate profit reasons, but perhaps it's not serving me personally. Yes, I get it takes a little while to type, especially when they're big things. Okay, so it's really interesting. So we want to come home a little bit more. We want to talk about how am I being? How am I being? Right? So it's really interesting because we're programmed to think about things, right? Where I'm putting my things in things. Anxious about losing control, so I calm myself by cleaning, organizing, and avoiding doing and creating. Okay, so awesome. So Pat, can I use you as an example? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about ways of being. Ali also has a way of being, which is creating chaos for herself. So she's in scatter. She's in the energy of scatter. Okay. So I'll use both of you guys. So when we feel anxious, we want to control. That's a habit, right? So we want to come in to trusting ourselves. So where did we lose trust for ourselves? Renee, my frustration spills over into the rest of my life, not wanting to be present where I am or with what I'm doing because I'm not busy doing what I really love. Okay. So All right. I'm going to put, Renee, I'm going to put you on hold for a second on that one. And we're going to go into, so I want you to be in your frustration. I want you to be in your frustration. Okay. And everyone like who has an emotion that they're dealing with. So if it's anxiety, if it's control, so these are ways of being. So these are strategies, right? Anxiety is a way of being, control is a strategy, right? Organizing is a strategy. I feel like life is out of control and it's making me anxious. The thing is you are anxious, right? So what am I anxious about? What am I really frustrated about, right? And so you can, it's not something outside of you, right? Because that sets up, and now I'm going to go back to Renee, it sets up a resistance, right? It's not the way I want it, right? It's not the way I want it. It's frustrating. And now I'm going to leak my energy everywhere. I'm going to leak my frustration everywhere, right? And I'm going to be in the feeling of unfulfilled. So that's what you're asking for more of. You're not knowing you're doing that, but you're asking for more of it. That's what you're telling the universe. That's the ripple, right? So that's the resistance. So how do we stop this pattern, right? That's matter pushing matter. So it's really interesting. I'm gonna tell a story. This actually came in my dream to share this with you. So it's really funny. So I'm organizing a retreat, and it's going to be in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to hire a chef. And what I've noticed is I'm not really doing anything about it. You know, I'm not calling anybody. And there's a few places here in town that like I wanted to go and see about catering, and I just keep getting a no. Don't do it. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm asking spirit, is it now? Can I do it now? Can I, like it's 2 weeks away, like, should I do it? And then I ran into a friend, and we just happened to be talking, and she's talking about this woman who is a chef. And so I'm like, oh, cool. Can I have her name? And so we ended up talking, and she happened to be free for the weekend I need her. And then I'm like, cool, look what I just did. Without effort, it found me. Do you see what I mean? Without effort. That's just a small example. I just kind of put it out there. And when you have those little moments, and who has, and I want you to really look at that, because I know we've all had them, where you've just thought of something, but you didn't put any effort into it, and it just kind of showed up, right? Has anyone had that experience? Love when things happen with grace and ease. Yeah, many times, right? So if we have the experience of doing it once, it's like magic, yes. Then we should be able to do it on the bigger things. So we really want to see what is in my way of getting this thing to move. And so sometimes there's an action that we need to take that we don't want to take. And so there's also this thing called integrity too. And so we want to ask ourselves some questions, and these are great questions. So if you want to write these down in your journal, where do you, how good are you? Let's do it this way. How good are you about keeping agreements with yourself? Do you keep your agreements with yourself? So if you're writing it down, to say, do I keep agreements with myself? And it can be sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes yes for me, sometimes no for me. How consistent? Is there a consistency when you say you're going to do something? Do you do it? Is there follow through? Are you consistently following through when you say you're going to do something? Just with yourself. Just with yourself. And this is a big question. How much do I value myself and my contribution? Maybe make it like a scale of 1 to 10. Are you a 10? Or are you a 1? Or are you a 3? How much do I value my contribution? Can I speak the truth to myself? Can I speak the truth to myself? Do I trust myself? Make that a scale too, 1 to 10. How much do I trust myself? And this is where it all begins, is in the trusting of yourself. That has to be a relationship. You have to have a relationship right here to be able to create out in the world what you want. It's not someone waving a magic wand over your life and giving you everything you wish for. Even though when stuff happens, it is magical, because there's so much going on out in the universe, right? There is no empty space. There's so much going on out in the universe. People dreaming together. What are we dreaming, right? We all want to make the world a better place, but what about this world? Do we want to make this world a better place? So talk to me. What are some things that you're finding out about yourself? And this is not about making yourself feel bad. This is about noticing things. Patty says, I want to give myself to something that I won't get bored with. I want to help people, but I have been burnt out. Now I'm feeling litter pickup. Mother Earth is suffocating like me. Letting go of daily weed. I'm not consistent with exercise. I can speak truth to myself. Now I might be 5 or 6 for helping world. Okay, so let's be like, where are you for helping yourself? It has to start here, right? It has to start here. If you don't care for yourself, how are you going to care for the world? You are going to get burnt out. If you're doing things in your life that you don't love, start to love them. Find things about them that you can love. Get out of resistance. Resistance creates disease in your body, right? If you're always in frustration. Ali says, I'm doing incredibly better, but I see a cycle of needing rest, right? Needing to pause. We do need to pause. That's being kind to yourself, right? The world we live in isn't designed for health, because if it were, we'd all be like super healthy, right? We wouldn't have like the billions of dollars being spent on healthcare and people dying of stress related diseases, right? We're stressed out because we have no time for ourselves. Gloria says, I'm retired from a helping profession. I didn't realize how self-abusive it is. Now, after a long pause, I'm reinvesting in me, self-care. It was a process. Yeah. It's how do we be in these helping professions? I'm in a helping profession. How do we be in a helping profession and take care of ourselves first? Put your own mask on first, and but that's part of it, right? It's like that totally changes the whole pandemic, changes the whole definition of what we think about a mask, right? Right. You take care of this first. It's not this above others. It's this and. So we have to start coming into yes and getting out of competition, right? And stop abusing ourselves. Where did we learn? Where did we learn this? And just because it may have worked, which I can't imagine that it did, just because it may have worked someplace for someone, doesn't mean that we have to keep bringing it up. It's all of society. Yep, it's all of society. So imagine if all of society discovered the secret of self-care. What would all of society be like? Do you see what I'm saying? It's not up to us to save the world. It's a setup for both sexes. Yeah. So how do we change it? We become more connected. Yeah. It was considered selfish to be self-aware. Right. But see, you're all saying what it used to be. Can we get into now? Get into now. What is it right now? Right now is where you can choose. Right now is where your power is. Right now is where your power is. We want to look at the past. And I talked about this last time we met, about what we're creating from the past and bringing it into the now, living in the now with it, and it ripples out. It ripples out from us, right? We create our future. What do you want your future to be? You can't be waiting for someone to give it to you. You have all the power right here to create it. Choosing to love ourselves exactly as we are. Absolutely. And being open-hearted. What are you risking? So this is a good question. What am I willing to risk? What am I willing to risk to be living in a state of open-heartedness? Allie says, I am choosing, and notice that concerns for health brings up fear. So chaos created to give permission to pause instead of just calling a timeout. Okay, right. I can ask the universe for minor things, example, a parking space, and get it, but the bigger things that are important, why can't I manifest those? Good question. Good question, Julia. What is in my way of manifesting the bigger things? And let me just put it to you this way, because the universe is an impersonal place, right? I don't think the universe looks at it as a big thing or a little thing. Who does that? Who does that? Who creates it big? If you know, it's really funny because I always say this thing, like where we do one thing, we do everything, right? It's a pattern. It's a pattern. We create it bigger, right? We make our problems bigger by focusing on them, right? So think about sometimes, you know, like we all feel stuff. It's funny, I'm not feeling well today. I'm under the weather today. You know, I picked up some kind of bug or whatever, right? And I could play into that, you know, and it's not about like wearing myself out. It's not that. No, I sit at my mesa and I ask spirit to give me the energy, to give me the support. I allow myself to receive energetic support. I am made of energy. You are made of energy. We are all made of energy, right? So Gloria says, that's profound, funny too, never looked at it that way, like I deserve the little things, not the big ones. Yeah, so see, it's your rules. We have our own rules. Those are right here, right? Practicing gratitude, yes. Practicing anything that is connecting you to source that is who you are. This is where the goodness is, yes. I sure hope this is recorded. I love this. It is recorded. It is recorded. So we are somehow stopping our requests to go out because of deep-seated worries. Yes, that's the subconscious. Yes, you're getting it. You are getting it. Yay. Yeah. Once we can start open, we can't do this ourselves. We are spirit-made matter. Right? And we forget who we are. We forget we are divinity. We forget we have this power, and we get busy doing other things, wishing, hoping that we could have what we wanted. So we are somehow stopping our request to go out because of, okay, I read that already. All right. So what are we thinking about this? What are we thinking about this? You know, and, you know, after this, I have a little break. I'm going to take a little nap, right? I'm going to take a little nap. I'm going to take care of myself. But I committed to doing this, and I made the commitment to spirit. Because what I'm practicing, the action I'm taking is to be a channel for the light, and to be the light channel that goes out into the world in the way that I'm being guided to do it. So some of my go-tos, playing small. Not my favorite thing to be in front of everybody, but here I am. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. What is it allowing me to do? It's allowing me to spend time painting, right? It's allowing me to generate an income. It's allowing me to connect with you. It's allowing me to share the light, right? I'm not special. I'm not special. I'm just listening and taking the action. So this is part of it. It's like the action part. So Allie says, I appreciate you, those in the field and universe, to remind me and redirect me to remember I know what I know and I'm open to more that supports expansion. Yeah, it's a walk. It's a walk. I go through it too. Well, Helen, thank you. I don't consider myself special because we all have this ability. We all have this ability, but thank you for your gracious kindness. Thank you. Right? It's because I have an open heart, because I love all of humanity and I want us to work together. This is my contribution to this, right? And so it's just asking. I mean, gosh, I think I've told this story plenty of times of how I came to be and standing in front of you and how I fought it, and how I hated every moment of it. And it's really just been recently that I'm growing to love it and seeing that, okay, this is the vehicle of expression. I had to stop fighting it, thinking that this is the wrong place. So it's like wherever you stand in the universe, wherever you're called to be, whether it's the job you hate or a way of being you hate, see it as the place where you are right now, because you are. And what can I do to create happiness for myself in this moment, in this place that I don't think I should be, right? Instead of railing against it, and then watch it shift. And sometimes what's really interesting is the only thing that needed to shift was you. And that's what I learned in the last couple of months is the only thing that needed to shift was me. I'm working right now without a VA. It's just me and my company right now. I was growing a team. I was getting bigger. Everything was really going great. And then right around December, things dropped away and I was going, oh my gosh. And I was really calm through it, which really surprised me. I was really calm through it. And I went, what is happening? And I just kept asking that question. And I let myself be in the doldrums of not knowing what anything was happening. Maybe I am not supposed to have this business. Maybe I am supposed to be doing something else. And I have a really awesome coach who just encouraged me to keep staying with it, keep messing up, keep dropping the ball, and keep coming back to prayer and connection. And it's opening up. And what's changing is me. What's changing with me? Because now things are coming back. So let's see. Gloria says, I saw things and healed huge things after the class on Wednesday. Awesome. I'm amazed at how you could be a mirror for my pain. I will email you. It was phenomenal. Thank you. Renee says, I do practice gratitude and I have kept moving forward even when nothing was changing. And last week, my husband signed a contract on a new job of his dreams that may enable me to step away from working in the office. Awesome. So even though you were complaining about that in the beginning, you have action on it. So just notice your story. Notice what you show up with, right? Why do we go to the negative first? What are we celebrating? Okay, Margaret, thank you for showing up. And yeah, you'll get the replay. Yeah. So before we start running out of time, because we're coming up on the hour and we have a little bit of time left. So those journal questions, whether you answered them or not, what we want to do is we want to come into connecting with those symbols and shapes of your go-to behaviors, right? Playing small, hiding, not enough, getting it wrong. These are the things that we're willing to risk. I think I started talking about that a little bit before and I got sidetracked. It's like when we step into our power, what are we risking? We're risking giving up ways of being that we've grown accustomed to that don't serve us, but they're comfortable in some way, like, right, talking about something in a negative way, telling the problem first, right? This is the problem. This is what I'm frustrated about. It's not moving fast enough. It's not happening in my time frame. Busted. Ha ha ha. We always out ourselves because we want to get what we want to get. Renee, that's what I love about you. When you show up, it's you're in your honesty. And, even though because I do know you, that, sometimes there's a guarded, and you don't want to be wrong and you want to protect that because of how you grew up and stuff like that. But you're so open to see it when it shows up for you. And so that you threw that out into the field, it's like, well, you just received something, right? When you're busted, that's a good thing because you busted yourself. So we all have the ability to do this, right? We think it's someplace outside of ourselves. And so that's why I want to bring us in. So I want to bring us into, what am I willing to risk? That's what we're going to put on the paper. Now, what am I risking? And it's like, what am I giving up? It's like when you learn how to swim, right? And you go in the water, you have to risk, you may drown, right? It may not look pretty. You may take in some water, right? When you ride a bike, you may fall off. So think about what am I risking by stepping in my power? And if you say nothing, I'm not risking anything, you are risking something because there's something that's stopping you from doing it. So that's where you want to go. It's what am I going to have to give up in order to be in my power? I'm going to have to give up my limiting stories. I'm going to have to give up, being a victim. I'm going to have to give up sabotaging myself. I'm going to have to give up creating chaos. I'm going to have to give up controlling. So I'm going to shift the camera. And if you can express this however you want to. So what I'm going to have you do is just kind of look at your colors. I'm going to be using some colored pencils. I may have to sharpen some depending on the colors that I choose. I got this big pile of colored pencils. And what you want to do is kind of just choose the color. And it's like, look at these as hot buttons. What are my hot buttons that I want to let go of? And so if you don't want to get into naming it, but it has a color. So what I want you to do is feel the color of it. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel when you're in chaos? So I get that one too. I like to create chaos and confusion for myself and make things harder for myself than they need to be, right? I want to experience ease. I have to give up chaos, right? I have to give up creating chaos for myself. And it really is a mindset, it's taking 5 minutes and organizing myself at the beginning of the day and my whole day goes smooth. 5 minutes, right? I'm not saying that's the way it is for you. So just choose the things you're willing to give up. So playing small, what color is playing small? Playing small to me is purple. Frustration, red. Getting angry at myself for not knowing something that I think I should have known. Okay, these are all the things that we're willing to give up. You can pick as many colors as you want. I'm going to sharpen my purple. Pardon me, pardon my reach. Okay, and so just close your eyes for a minute and hold your colors. Hold your colors on your solar plexus. Breathing into your power. So we're going to connect with the divine and allow the divine. This is what we forget to do, right? We're not here doing this alone. Call in your spirit guides. They are here. They're assigned to you. They have nothing else to do but help you. Let them help you. What do you need to give up in order to receive help from your spirit guides and from spirit, from the great mystery? What do you need to give up? Control is probably one of those things, right? Okay. So holding these close to you and just putting in the intention as you're calling in spirit to allow yourself to see, to know, to feel what you've been hiding on yourself. Allow me to see my light. Allow me to see my power. Allow me to see that I've had my power this whole time. And I've been investing my light, my energy, my life force into creating an illusion of less than for myself. And now just whatever you feel like you want to express. And I feel like taking all of my colors and putting them on here and just allowing. I'm going to move my body. And this is a layer, so don't get attached to it. Let go of attachment too, right? Be in the moment of creation. Have fun. Bring in joy, right? You're letting the stuff go. You're getting lighter, getting lighter, getting lighter. Let yourself bring in the lightness. Bring in the lightness. And I'm needing some yellow. And as you're doing this, just like imagine as if you're using crayons or you're using colored pencils, if you can stand up and move your body, please do so. Please do so. Get your body involved in this. Get it jump up and down. If you can, in a place where you can make some noise. I am done doing this. I am done doing this. I am leaving this at the door, and I'm going to let myself see when I fall back into my pattern. I am going to allow myself to be the light. To be the light. It's not for special people only. It's not for a select few. We are all able to be intuitive, to be gifted. It's not about being special. We all have the same ability, and it's what we're choosing to do with it. Okay. I'm loving this color. And so like, because we're talking about chakras too, I'm starting to see like, oh, I'm working in circles. So this is, I'm drawing the chakra, letting the chakra open. So imagine your chakra beginning to open as you're letting go of these things that don't serve you. And when your chakras open, especially in your power center, you can empower yourself. Can empower yourself. Think about it. It's like fuel. What do you want to create? What do you want to create? Okay, who's ready? Allie's in her head. Who is ready to do the next phase? Did you all use dry media or did you use wet? If you use wet media, allow yourself to use your hair dryer if you have a hair dryer. Let me know when you're ready because we'll do the next piece. Okay, awesome. Bonnie's ready, Janet's ready, Tanya's ready, Gloria's ready. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, for this next piece, we're going to slow down for a minute. And just what I want you to do is just look at what came out of you. Look at the energy. Look at the energy in a way of like committed action. How committed are you to letting this go? To allowing yourself to be awesome in the world, to feel awesome, to have your health. And then I want you to see or notice, and you can close your eyes now for a minute, close your eyes, and imagining what you just expressed on the paper, the image, what it looks like, bringing that into you, putting your hand on your solar plexus. and feeling, and this is where you have to get raw and honest. And you don't have to share this. I'm not going to ask you to share this, but this is where you get to be raw and honest. And asking spirit to shed the light on something that is blocking me, that I keep doing, that I haven't noticed yet. Where am I getting in my way? And so it doesn't have to have a label. This is the action step, right? We're moving into action. So this expression here tells you that, okay, I'm on board with myself, right? I'm on board with letting this stuff go. I am ready to step into my power. And when you say that, is there fear? I'm ready to step into my power. Is there fear, right? Because what happens? Is it responsibility? Is there then I have to follow through with something? I have to do what I say I'm going to do. It's going to be uncomfortable. I know I do that. When my Mesa says it needs to get changed, I look at it and go, oh, really? I do it anyway, but I have that resistance, right? And sometimes it takes me a couple of days, but then I do it. And then once I do it, I feel the energy shift. And it was like Spirit was saying to me, sweetheart, you need to shift something energetically. And then I see it and then I go, oh, okay, now I get what it was. It's being in action. It's being in committed action for yourself. It's not just the one and done. Oh, I sat and prayed, or oh, I do gratitude. Do that stuff. But what's the action? Can you bring gratitude to the next level? What would that look like? What would gratitude on a higher level look like? Just ask yourself that question. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into some paint. And so pick a color. Just pick a color that represents taking action on that thing I need to see, whatever it is. I'm going to commit to taking action on it. And this medicine art is going to be like a compacto, a agreement that you make with yourself, that I am putting it here. It's like I am creating a declaration of opening up my energy centers, of letting myself have my power, and whatever the action step from spirit, from the divine, I am going to, come hell or high water, allow it to flow from me. And I'm going to let go of whatever I need to let go of. And I'm going to walk the hard walk. I'm not going to make it about other people. I'm not going to get in blame. I'm not going to get in shame. And if I do, I'm going to see it and I'm going to change it. Okay, so this is big order here. This color is holding a lot of power. So you want a powerful color. What is your power color? What is your power color? What represents you and a commitment you're willing to make with yourself? Messy paints. You can use watercolor. I'm using liquid acrylic right now. I'm going to add a little fluorescent green with my teal. And it can be more than one color too, because I'm also feeling this pink. There's something about, for me, this hot pink. It's really like, it's intense, right? I tend to be intense. Sometimes that scares people, but that's okay, right? When you're in your light, you're giving permission for others to stand in their light. And you're the mirror. You get to be the mirror. All right, so here we go. Committing, making a commitment to myself, to my power. Not to hold it tight and close, keep it restricted, but to allow it to flow out. What am I risking? Pure white. Yeah, a little bit of purple. So allow yourself to mix whatever colors. We're dynamic. There may be more than one thing that you're agreeing to. And here's the thing too, it's like when we go back to the integrity piece, when we can say that we follow through on things that we say we're going to do, you know, we're building trust for ourselves, right? We know when we say we're going to do it, we freaking do it. Doesn't matter how it gets done. It doesn't matter if you kick and scream. So Patty says, I'm scared of scaring people. Intensity, or they shut me down as crazy. I am for love. Yeah, you know, I had a bout of that too. You know, it's like, why do people keep taking me the wrong way? You know, and it is about them, what they're not ready to see about themselves. And when you start cleaning yourself up, start cleaning your mirror, you become a shiny mirror, and you have passion and you're willing to let the passion out. It does scare people, but it isn't about you at all, right? It isn't about you. It's like, what do you need to see in that other mirror, right? If it bothers you, what do you need to see about that, right? What is the mirror showing you? How you feel about it is the mirror. It's how you feel about it. That's the information. It's how you feel about it, you know, and you're not going to be for everybody. You have to let go of being liked. Right? I'm not for everybody, right? You know, I'm not standing here so that you'll like me. I'm actually, that's funny. I sat there, well, why am I standing here? Why am I standing here doing this with you? Standing here so that you will like you. And that if you like you, you'll start doing stuff in the world reflective of that, and you'll like yourself more, and you get to create things that you really want to bring into the world. And then the stuff like the great parking spaces and the great houses and the cars and all that other kind of stuff that we say we want, that are really just empty material items, they become just life enhancing things. You know, they just come in if that's what you want, right? If that's what you want. We start to create in the world a little differently, and the people who are supposedly in charge of our world stop taking over so much, right? We can't get peace by battling for it, right? We have to be the peace. We are the ones that we are waiting for. We are it. We came here to create this revolution, this evolution. And we're all going through a process. It's not linear. And we have to get that through our heads. It's not linear. Stop investing in the linear. Stop investing when you're having a down day. Stop investing your light in it. It'll pass. It does. The more you invest in it, the longer it takes for it to move. Just think about it. If the good feeling moved, I'm just going to go right into here. The good feeling moved, so will the bad feeling. You can ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now that I think I want to believe? Okay, so as we're coming into completion, and this is so much fun for me. It's like, this is like play. I have no idea what this even means, and this is awesome. And I'm so unattached to what this is, because I am letting my emotions create this. This is making me happy, right? It's giving me some joy. It's not serious, right? Letting go of being serious and having fun, letting that ripple out into consciousness. How wide and open is your solar plexus now? Okay, who's feeling complete or complete enough to keep going? We have about 15 minutes left. Just pop in the chat when you can that you're ready to move on. I'll give you a few minutes. Julia says, sure. Okay. Renee says, okay. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you can do this many times as you want to if you have the replay. Well, up until a certain point, because the replay goes away on Monday. Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to charge this piece. So again, now look at what you've done. Look at what you've created. Let go of any judgment. Okay. It actually came from you. Being curiosity about it. Well, it's not interesting. Look what I did. I let go. And if you were to go back into this, and this is what I want you to look at this, what more would I add? And I want you to look at this from that perspective. And if you're willing to play along even more, what more will I add to this? So just be in the question. Don't let the answer come, or if the answer comes, fine, let it come, but don't look so hard for the answer. Just be in the question. Be in the question while you're doing it. How can I make this something more that I love? More love, more like vibrancy, more generating of power, you know, and see the potential, the power potential there. Maybe you didn't fully take your brakes off, but you took them off a little bit. Let yourself see that you did that, and let's celebrate that. So we want to bring in the energy of celebration for even the baby steps that we take, even the baby steps. Acknowledging yourself for showing up for yourself today. Committing and following through. You did it with this webinar, right? You committed to being here. You showed up. Some of you had a few issues signing up, but you got here, right? See that, you know, it wasn't just meant to be, you meant it to be. You committed to it. So you can do it. You can do it. If you can do it one place, you can do it every place. And so see this in your piece that you're looking at right now. And allowing yourself to open your heart, open your solar plexus, receive the energy. And if you're sitting, you know, be as open body posture as you can with your eyes open, gazing into this. And if you're gazing into the screen too, you can do that with mine. There's a lot of power being transmitted in mine. I'm feeling it. And I'm feeling where I want to add stuff to it too. So because I'm feeling that, it's almost like I'm seeing where it is. And so energetically it's there. I'm creating it energetically before I bring it into form. We all do this. Thought into form, energy before matter. We need to get this. Your emotions are energy. And they come into the form of our body, being held in our body. And we move through the world with that energy, with that fuel, right? So think about it, if it's like pollution, right? The byproduct, right? So feeling the power, closing your eyes now and bringing that power into you, allowing it to move through your entire body, front and back. Surrendering. Aligning your will with the will of the divine. What does divine will want for you? What do you want? Think big. Think impossible. Breathing it in and allowing this to now work with you. And so when you step into this, you may get little pings of things that you need to do. Do them. Take the action. You will see that the more action you start taking, the more you're going to start trusting yourself, and the more intuition will start to grow. You will start to hear bigger pings. I have a client that calls them God shots. I don't know if she's on the live right now, but she calls them God shots. The more you allow, the more comes. Let go of the things you think you want. Let go of the material things you think you want. Let go of the experiences you think you want, or let go of what you think you don't want, because you're putting energy into what you don't want. Be in this present moment, which is not formed. The only thing that's in form around you is from the past. It's the end. It's the end of the line. It's the end of it. It's the final product, right? It took the time to get it here. Be in what it's called vertical time. Being in vertical time is right now. This is where all your power resides. This is where you get to pause and make choices. Allow yourself to be in the space every day. If you can't do it every moment, try to do it every day. Commit to yourself, just to yourself, not to anyone else. And remember what you're letting go of. And allowing right now in this moment, whatever is dropping in for you, I want you to put your hands in front of your paper, directed at your paper, and allow this energy to come through you. It's going to fill you up and fill up this image. And every time you see this image, I'd love for you to put these, like if you were with me last time and you did the heart one, start collecting them. These are like chakra pieces. So allow yourself to save it. Put it in a place where you can see it. Put it at your altar where you're going to sit in front of it, and keep allowing this medicine to work on you. Remembering you're starting a process of unfolding, right? It'll start opening things up for you. And if I've gotten some emails from it wasn't last week, but from 2 weeks ago, where people are like moving some stuff around. So allow yourself, give yourself the permission to receive this medicine. Taking a deep breath in, breathing it in, filling yourself up, transmitting it out, feeling the infinity of it. Feeling it charging your body. Of allowing yourself to receive, and give from the overflow. Just let it flow out from you. Get rid of the blocks, get rid of the brick walls, the armor. You know when you'll need to have it. You know when you need to have it. Awesome. Awesome. This energy feels grounding now. Awesome, Julia. Okay, FaceTime camera. Okay, great. All right, so coming back, we're just going to thank the guides that are holding our space, thanking the energy, thanking spirit. And I am going to drop in to the chat, actually, a link for an application to the Temple of the Cosmic Dreamer. It's going to be starting in July. We already have a member, so it's happening, it's on. It's a 9-month program where we will be building a temple, building a sacred ground. We'll be setting intentions and creating what it is you want to create in the world, a project. It could be anything. It could be a painting. It could be a series of painting. What do you want to get done in the world that you are having trouble getting going? What things are in your way? So you get support. I support. You get 2 sessions with me a month, and they're healing sessions. They help you move blocks out of the way. There's a couple of my clients in here right now, and they could probably let you know like how this works. We are not here. We can't do this alone anymore. I don't do this alone. I don't. I have help, and it's really worth having. If you're afraid, let yourself move through your fear. Click the link, just fill it out. Let it be like a questionnaire, and hop on a call with me, and then we'll talk about how this container can serve you and serve what you're creating in the world. If you're afraid of the money, if you're afraid, like this is all the stuff, right? This is the stuff that comes up. These are the things that stop you. Is it the investment in yourself? Is it that when you invest in yourself, you're going to be held accountable? You're going to have to get it done, and that's scary. So really think about this and let this energy, let this medicine move on you. Let this energy move on you. Is it time for you to step into a bigger role on the planet, within yourself? What have you been wanting to create that you've been afraid to create? So hop on that. There's plenty of opportunities. There's going to be links everywhere. I want to see you start hopping in and getting on calls with me. I'd love to talk to you one-to-one and see what you're creating in the world and how we can work together to get that done. So just in closing your eyes, coming back to the circle that we created, feeling the energy moving from right to left, receiving and giving, seeing your connection to the central altar, bringing in gratitude for the process, bringing in gratitude for what ahas, what light came up for you. Allie says, it's incredible the breakthroughs that come through. The and also. And then what I'd like you to do is just bring your energy back to you, fully charged, feeling the charge in your system, containing your energy, feeling your bubble, right? Feeling yourself as part of, but separate bubble, right? We're disconnecting, taking a step back, thanking your guides who are always with you, remembering to ask them for help when you need it. And in love, in light, we remain here now, one, connected. Aho. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you actually next week. If you there are going to be opportunities to sign up. I think on Monday that goes out. We'll be here again next Friday, working on our roots. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Have a beautiful day.